And there's this whole field of possibilities that I could use to answer the question, but I don't see those as a possibility. And so I'm straining so hard to find the one answer that I believe is acceptable. So it's really about safety and not getting rejected, which I guess you could acknowledge is the root of perfectionism, but it's so much more complex than what people consider to be perfectionism.
Random question, both of you. And obviously this is going to be stupid. I'm sorry.
Sure.
When you go to the eye test thing and they said, start reading the letters.
Yeah.
You read from left to right or from right to left?
Left to right. They usually say from left to right. They usually tell you.
She didn't say a damn thing when I went to the hospital. She said, just read it. And I started reading right to left. She thought I was fucking crazy. So it took her like 20
minutes. What are you reading? Manga?
Well, because we all typically read from left to right.
I know. But
I don't want to judge you.
The way to do it, thank you.
I will.
This white woman judged the shit out of me. I got mad at her. I'm like, wait, I'm not disabled.
Biracial man's judging you too. You fucking. We're reading from right to left.
I don't know, man.
Only people in Japan do that when they read manga. That's it. The only time I've ever done from right to left.
I'm international now. I'm international.
Yeah, you're like, I've been reading all manga. Sorry.
No, man.
I just read Attack on Titan again. Sorry.
I actually have a different struggle when it comes to reading that.
Go ahead.
Because, obviously they're trying to help you with classes, but being super literal, when they say, how far can you read? And I'm like, well, I can strain my eyes and read to the bottom, but is that the point that you're trying to make? Like, no. Should I only read as far low as comfortable? And then they look at me like, why are you making this hard?
I just asked you to read the damn line. I don't know what.
From left to right. From left to right.
Left to right.
Please, next time you go in there, Doc, go in there, read that shit right to left, and watch everyone fucking freak out.
Absolutely not. I have enough problems already because I clearly read far beyond the point of comfort. So,
I'm a perfectionist, even in my eyesight.
Look,
I'm stunned.
I'll make them perfect.
Life, it shows me.
You're not going to outsmart me, Whitey. Oh my God. She didn't say that. She didn't say that.
What an... Okay.
Spencer, go ahead.
Let's move on the next part of the break. So you talk about shame-free, right?
Yes.
That's a big part of this book, being shame-free. What does shame-free wellness look like, and why is it so vital for today?
Yeah. I think that we are constantly... regulating ourselves to avoid being judged by other people. And so we're trying to show up in the world in a way that will be accepted in our personal and professional life. And the end result of that is obviously you're a human being and you're going to, mess it up all of the time. And what I think of shame is almost like we're all carrying a football in a different position. And so we're all in these like different contorted ways where we're trying to like hide our shame and get through life. And so I don't actually think of shame as something that goes away. It's more of a process of I want to help you free yourself of the shame that you will inevitably face in different areas of your life. So when it comes to wellness, thinking about, well, I should be able to do what I did before, or I should be able to do what this other person does, or, I have this illness, so I'm not enough. I have to be perfect. And all of that, ultimately drives towards us isolating ourselves, not having compassion. And I think that's exactly the opposite point of what wellness should be.
So hard to be compassionate. I just gave a speech to a bunch of new RAs going into the University of Purdue, right? And there was a bunch of slides. I didn't put together the slides. My boss did. And then they had me do this thing and I did it. And one of them was talking about self-compassion. And to me, that's the thing with most of my clients suck with. And including me is to kindness. And whenever I tell someone to be kind to themselves, like, hey kid, it's the end of the session. I need you to be kind this week. I need you to give yourself some grace. They usually start tanking it and start crying. Cause it's really, really, really hard. So this shame and holding it right in different ways and saying that like everyone's got it. You're going to go through it, right? Makes complete sense. The question is how do we deal with the shame, or how do we comfort it? How do we soothe it? How do we work through it? And not just try to avoid it, because there's no fucking avoiding it.
Exactly. And I'm so happy you said that, because when I first did a training in mindful self-compassion, I want to say I had baby compassion. And baby compassion is where you think you've got this. And so you walk around and you say nice things to yourself, and, you start preaching it to other people, and it seems like you've got it together. And then you get invited to the advanced level where you kind of plummet to a new level of shame and self-loathing. And you're like, wait a minute, that didn't actually work for me. So after I spent a couple of years there, what I determined is that self-compassion isn't actually enough for me. And so I came up with something that I discuss in the book as community activated compassion. And so my answer isn't just for you to be compassionate with yourself. It's for you to understand that sometimes that is going to backfire on you and you're going to have incredible resistance. And if you try to push yourself in that moment to be kind, it's only going to get worse. And I think of resistance as like, I don't know why you're going to laugh so hard, but I'm just going to let you do it because visualizations help for me. Okay.
Oh, I love a good visual.
I think of a little kid in a shark outfit, and he's like
baby shark.
Yes, he's a baby shark, and he's holding a knife, and he's like, "Get away from me! Get away from me!" And here's my resistance. I know there's a lot of problems with this, right? I didn't say it was a good one, but anyway. So he's like trying to wield away because he is actually holding a vulnerable part of himself behind, and he's trying to protect that wound. So if I can think of my resistance as trying to protect that wound, now it's not just, oh, you're a really bad person because you don't know how to, be compassionate to yourself. It's, oh, hey, there's something here that's making you feel vulnerable. And if I allow that to be, we might be able to get to the root of the resistance. And so all of that to say, if I'm being really hard on myself, I need to have people in my life who know how to see me as human and will help to soothe that resistance so that that resistance can calm down. It's safe again. And that means that they help to activate my kindness and they do it for me until I can do it for myself.
Nice. I find that oddly coincidental what I just told a private client a few seconds ago. That's why I looked at my phone. I told them, I think you just need to sit in this. I think you just need to sit in this and not run like you want to. And then they just said something back. I'm like, I'm glad you told me to do that. We just had a good talk and that went really well. I'm like, look at you not running. Forrest Gump, I'll be running. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's
Do you
beautiful.
ever say I be running?
I don't know. I was running.
Do you ever say, is he a black man now?
Well, he does.
I be running.
No, it's like, see? I've been running. I don't know why. I know exactly what he's talking about. It is very oddly said.
She supports me. I was running. I just kept running.
Like, I was running.
See? Yeah. She knows.
This is legit.
He never saw the movie. That's the problem.
It doesn't matter.
It does like, matter.
No, it doesn't. Because
it's fine. I feel supported. I feel. Is this that community of kindness shit you were just talking about?
No, I could be hyping you up, but in this case, I'm not. Yeah.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm disabled. So, lovely answers. Lovely. I love everything that you said. Spence.
Thank you.
All right. So we're also going to be talking about mini retreats.
Yeah.
The book is structured around mini retreat exercises. How did you develop these, and what's one that you'd invite listeners to try right now?
I love that you asked this question because the truth of the matter is it came from my struggle to finish books.
Okay. That works. That works. Yeah.
So I wanted something where I need to be rewarded like every 3 to 5 pages. I can't just read for pages on end. I need headings. I need like, hey, you're making progress. I don't want to read a whole chapter. So I figured if these mini retreats are only 3 to 5 pages, someone who doesn't have a lot of bandwidth can still feel successful. Sometimes it's hard for me to read through a paragraph. I have to read it 18 times because I'm not actually processing any information. So I wanted the mini retreats to be as like engaging and rewarding as possible. So they each kind of start off with something that people can relate to and then apply to their own lives. But it doesn't just start off by asking them to do work. So it really eases them into it. I'm just going to go ahead and go with the page that I opened up to. So this is mini retreat number 1 in chapter 2, and it's called Reclaim Your Worth. And in it, I talk about a metaphor for your worth. So you think of the sun on a perfectly, clear day, and think of the sun as being your worth. You can see your worth, no problem. It's intact. However, if it's a cloudy day, you struggle to see the sun. So those are perhaps people that are judging you, challenging circumstances, and you start to doubt your worth a bit. But because there are some patches of blue in the sky, you're able to kind of talk yourself through it and find yourself. But if it's a really gray day and there's a lot of rain and you can't see the sun at all, it's really easy to believe that it's not there. And so my metaphor for why we are still worthy, even if we don't feel like it, or we've done a lot of terrible things, is that even on a gray day, the sun has to be shining on the other side, because if it wasn't, it would be pitch black. So we may not feel like it, but we are always worthy. And that worth is something that we came into this world with, because we all have a spirit within us. So before you can think of anything else that differentiates us, if we have this foundational worth, that is the basis that we're going to use for why we deserve to care for ourselves, because we're inherently worthy.
Even if you can't see it, you know it exists.
Yeah.
But sometimes you need to look outside of that little hole that you talked about.
Yeah.
Right. To understand the bigger meaning, the bigger thing of it. I once had one of my first clients ever, Spence, and down in Michigan in a private school. A mother probably was a good woman. But my student was very dark, African, very dark. And her mother would shame her about that and her hair, and they were bleaching her skin consistently throughout her life. And she felt horrible. She was at this all white school that I was therapizing at, and she was working with me, and she struggled to talk. And so she would write, and she would show me all these things in her poetry. And she started reading one day, Spence. I shit you not. I wasn't strong enough back then. I didn't know how to regulate my shit. Bro, I was sobbing. And she talked about so many different things where her eyes may be blue, but your eyes are brown and they hold the galaxies in them. And she went further and further, and you're like God's favorite chocolate bar. And I was like, oh, I love this. And she said at the end of it, a masterpiece is still a masterpiece, even if it's in the dark and no one can see it. And I was like, bruh. And every time I read it and I send students to it, they sob. You remind me of that.
Hey, thanks for watching this video. Check out the full episode on our channel and anywhere you find podcasts. Also, remember to like and subscribe. Whoop whoop.